So you were obviously doing Winslyn while the store in Melville didn't work out.
Yeah, I can remember certain days during that time. Vim definitely doesn't know. When I was, um, it's a highly emotional time in my
No,
life.
it's
Sorry.
But, where I was lying in that room crying, and then Vim said to me, "Listen, you're on TV. You need to perform." And I had to get up and perform.
Hi everyone, I'm Jennis. Welcome to Recovery Room, where we talk about fame, fuck-ups.
And everything in between. And I'm JC. I hope they know my name by now.
They do.
Yeah. Listen, so today we're taking a bit of a pivot of the fame fuck up and fixing it.
Yes.
I like this. So, as you know, we mention it quite a lot that our studios are right above the Whippet, right?
We always
So
talk
it
about-
just
we
makes-
should actually just get free coffee from the Whippet because we
should.
are punting it all the time.
Look at us. Look at us doing this. Just some snacks and coffee would be fine.
Ting.
Done. So, we've got one of the co-owners of the Whippet here, the guy who started it, and the guy you know from TV, from Winslyn, and most recently, Smoke, that opened up in Pretoria. And ladies and gents, welcome, Divan Botha.
Yay.
Thanks, guys. It's a privilege being here.
Thank you.
And it's
Thanks.
nice to look at, which is
Yes.
which helps a lot.
We love that. We love some eye candy.
Good.
You're good. He's blushing. I love it.
I've never seen you blush.
I blush a lot.
I've never seen you blush. That's so crazy. So, Divan, let's go way, way back. So, years back, you drive through Linden and you think, oh, there should be a coffee shop
Wait,
here.
I know something before.
Okay, go before that.
You worked in a bank.
I did.
F&B.
I worked for F&B, yeah. So I worked there for 7 years.
As what?
I was the head of marketing for business banking. So I actually had a lovely corporate career. If people say, did I love banking? I absolutely loved banking.
But you
So
were in marketing. I think that's a bit-
I was in marketing, so always the creative side
Yeah.
to it. But no, I don't think I'd ever be able to build the businesses that I'm building now if it wasn't for my corporate experience.
Oh,
so
cool.
no, I absolutely loved it.
And then how did the Whippet? Everybody knows.
Everyone
If
knows the
I
Whippet.
say, because I live in Linden, I'm like, I live in Linden. Oh, by the Whippet. I'm like, yes, by the Whippet. Everybody knows where it's-
Whenever someone gives each other directions in the area, they use Whippet as a
Whippet as a
point.
reference.
It's amazing that you mentioned that. It's the store is kind of. I can't even call the store my own anymore. The store really belongs to the suburb and to the city. I mean, for me, that's you couldn't give me anything greater than that. And I think that's when these kind of destinations really work, is when they become part of the fabric and when they represent the fabric of the suburbs in which they are in.
But you consciously include the suburb always.
We do.
Since you've opened. I
Yeah.
remember that very
Yeah,
distinctively.
That was important. I mean, at the end of the day, we create businesses for our consumers,
Yeah.
and in our case, for our suburbs.
Yeah.
And I think that's why people do find, such a love for the store. It's sometimes difficult even for me to understand.
Yeah.
But that's really what we should be doing.
Why Linden?
I used to drive a lovely scenic route down 7th,
Yeah.
which is this view that you actually see.
yeah.
It's not a view that everybody kind of knows about, the
No.
Joburg skyline.
You see the whole
See
skyline.
the whole skyline. So I used to drive past this corridor for 7 years, and there were numerous restaurants within this space, and I just always knew that I wanted to do something within that space. And then the bank went through its 800 restructure, and then which is normal for a
Yeah, yeah.
corporate
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
environment. And then I said, listen, I'm going to quit. I was actually down in Cape Town, and I quit there, not knowing what I was going to do. And my dad said to me, so listen, you've quit a really good corporate job.
Yeah.
What are you going to
You
do? I
do
said,
now,
well,
yeah.
I don't know yet. And that's when I sat at a wine farm, typed up an idea. And then I contacted one of my friends, then my first business partner, and I said, hey, what about a coffee shop?
I remember him. He had a Whippet.
He had a Whippet. That's where the name
See,
came
that's
from.
how good I know the
Yes,
Whippet.
absolutely. And then Yeah, it kind of went from there, and I think 7-8 months after that, that's when we opened up. The other day, I actually posted, "Listen, we've been around for 15 years, and it's not 15 years; it was actually 13 years." And then so that's kind of how it came about. I mean, very few restaurants actually last this long.
Yeah.
But yeah, for us, it's been a lovely.
How
journey.
long into the opening of the Whippet did you realize, like, oh wow, this was
This
a
is
good
going to
idea?
work.
I think from day one, it sounds strange.
Yeah.
We were kind of the first. Instagram didn't exist.
Yeah.
Facebook existed.
Yeah.
So luckily that I love the idea of how could we actually share the opening of the event with an audience.
Yeah.
So I put this massive board on the outside to say, listen, the Whippet in Linden coming your way. Please follow our story on Facebook. So I kind of documented the whole process for that 7 months. So I included the suburb from day one. So they were part. Linden was part of this journey for 7 months. And once I saw that traction, I really realized this, and we're probably going to have something quite big. So it was it was actually a lot of fun to try social. I think Facebook was around for like 3-4 years way back then, but to really see kind of what Facebook can do for your business, and that's how I knew this. We've got something.
And I think your marketing background actually helped you with that, right?
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
you were facing that on a daily, and you're like, how am I going to promote this in a different way so that I can get traction?
No, definitely, JC. I think every entrepreneur should have some marketing background. I think it forms the core of a business. It's what you guys are doing now at the moment today. So it really is about understanding a consumer and really building something for them, and kind of evolving the business, and also taking your consumers into your own trust and inviting them as part of your journey. Remember, people in South Africa, it's amazing. They really want to support small entrepreneurs. It's amazing. You just have to give them the chance to do that, and to introduce them to your story and say, this is what I'm busy with. It asks for a lot of vulnerability because you have to be honest. But in this new world where people are looking for authenticity and realness, you can expose yourself to say, this is what I'm busy with. These are the challenges that I am faced. I mean, the Whippet had, for probably the first 7-8 Saturdays, it was a complete mess. I mean, I had zero hospitality background.
At least you were pretty.
I don't think that helped.
The first couple of times I went was to look at him and Brom.
No, it was most definitely.
Him and Brom, you were the eye candy.
Yeah.
We went there to look at you.
I'm going to blush the whole episode. But I mean, the first seven days or 7 weekends were a disaster. I mean, we had to close the store. I had to announce that we're closing, but I said, this is why we're closing, because it's a complete mess. So I was honest through the process.
Look at that.
Complete mess in what way?
It was a mess.
Structure-wise. Oh, I see.
I started the Whippet with 3 waiters, not knowing anything. 3 waiters and I think 4 chefs.
Oh my
or
word.
cooks. And so I think the 3rd Saturday I said to all my friends, listen guys, I need help. So I had a group of 10 friends, all of them waited.
What?
For the first 4 or 5 weekends, and they came in to assist me. But it was really, really an effort from friends and family.
wow.
And that's when Suzanne came
Yes.
up.
Yeah.
I mean, she wasn't purposefully part of the business in the beginning because they moved up from Stellenbosch.
Yes, I remember that.
And then Suzanne walked in and she said to me, you've got trouble.
Oh, really?
And I said to her, you need to help me. She came from hospitality.
Yes.
And then, I said to her, listen, I need you. I want to bring you into the business. And she was really an integral part to save that
growth,
business in the first few weeks.
But well fucking done.
You know, it's the most amazing thing is when we go there with our son. So the staff they've known my son since he was a baby.
Yeah.
So they call him by his name.
Yeah.
They call my husband by
We
his
have
name.
the same with the twins.
And it's this. So whenever we go to Whippet, it's this big hoo-ha with hugs and kisses and everyone because it's part of the community.
Yeah, totally.
And I think that's cool to see that. So Divan, then you decide to branch out to Melville,
Yes.
which is a different type of community.
Well, talk about a fuck up.
Yes, that's why we threw Melville in.
Before COVID.
Before COVID.
Yeah, so Melville, I'm absolutely in love with that suburb.
Yeah.
I think it's, from a history perspective, it's even more history rich than what Linden
Yes,
is.
most
It's really, I mean, if you think about the whole city started in the CBD, that was kind of the first suburb
Yes.
that actually developed. So I love the idea that it was community orientated, the fact that there were many artists in the area. So it had, its fiber was really, really amazing. That's kind of the suburbs that we do
Beautiful
love.
location.
And you
as
had
well.
like greenery on the roof or vegetables
Yeah,
or something.
so we called it a harvest store. So it was a store at the bottom. We had a fully fleshed organic farm on the roof.
Yeah.
And so we used
What a
to
beautiful store.
grow all the veggies at the top and then
Yeah.
integrate that into the store on a daily basis. I mean, it's a store that I absolutely love. When I chat to Bra, my other business partner,
The other eye candy.
Yeah, the other one.
Yeah.
he always says to me, "Listen, the day that we make enough money, we'll go and reopen, something in that space." And I think that's an emotional thing.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Horrible decision, but it's an
But what-
emotional thing.
To be honest, I mean, you've got a very successful idea. It
Yeah.
works. It's still working. We mentioned it earlier. It's still working every week, and it's packed. During the mornings, it's packed. I'm like, you guys have gold here. Then you open this one in Melville with the same idea, same intentions, same
Yeah.
marketing. Beautiful store. I mean, that was before you renovated now. Amazing store. What happened?
it's simple. JC, we opened up that space 5 months before COVID hit.
Okay, was it 5 months before COVID?
It was a R5.5 million investment that we did, and I think, we only paid that back 2 years ago. I mean, that's the reality. So the store opened up, we had to close it down, kind of cut our losses. I said, listen, I can't lose all my businesses. I'll have to cut off one of my limbs in order to save the rest. And unfortunately, Melville was one of those. So I think it's definitely if you say a fuck up, it was probably not caused by us, but in my life, that's kind of what I see.
No, of
as.
course, yeah.
It's
It's personal because
No, it's highly personal. I think there's not a single day that I don't get emotional when I talk about that, because what we invest in a space and really the effort that we put in there, I mean, it's got nothing to do with you. It's just the reality of what life is.
Exactly.
But also, I would never have been able to build Smoke or the second Whippet if I didn't learn from that.
But that's how fuck ups usually work.
Yeah.
So then obviously you left the banking industry, go into hospitality, and then COVID happens.
Yeah.
How did you manage even the downstairs one? How did you guys navigate it
did you
through
do
it? I know the community got involved, but how did you
Jennis?
navigate that?
Jeez, I think we were about 5 days away from liquidation. That's a reality. We had to engage every single partner from the bank. We were proactive on that, but to sit with them to say, listen, we're in trouble.
Yeah.
We're a business that's built on relationships, so we proactively went to every single supplier to say, we're not going anywhere, but in order for you to survive, you need to allow us to survive.
Yeah.
And we went to all of them to say, we're not going anywhere, but give us a chance. I mean, the guys that gave us the biggest chance was Checkers, actually.
Yeah.
Where they said, listen, we know what your situation is. You can take a 6-month payment cap, and that's how you can pay. So there were certain corporates that really kind of understood the situation of small businesses. So,
kudos to you.
no, definitely. I mean, and so they definitely helped. And then, I mean, it was a continuous struggle. But again, the community came to our help. We put a social media campaign together to say, listen, we don't want to close. If there's any chance that you can help us to pay some of the salaries of our staff. And I think we raised $178,000 from the community and from the city. So we were able to at least pay some salaries over. I mean, this community in this city is absolutely
How
phenomenal.
incredible is that?
And so so numerous parties pulled us through, and Linden pulled us through, and the city actually pulled us through. So yeah, it was a horrible time, but if I reflect back now, it's actually an amazing time. Yeah.
That's amazing. It's actually quite inspirational because you forget that the community will stand together if you do ask.
Definitely.
But some
like-
people are too afraid to ask.
Yes.
What is ironic now as well is there's another restaurant in Melville that's been there for 100 years. And they closed down, I think, about a month ago. And they did a call to community to help out, and they just couldn't.
Yeah.
Oh,
And I think it also says a lot about the area that you live in
Yeah,
as well, because
definitely.
Melville has become more student-oriented. And so students are not going to rescue a restaurant
Yeah.
because they don't have the funds to do it.
No, totally.
But I think the Linden area is actually quite cool because Whippet is not just part of, it's part of the fabric of Linden. And that's a big difference.
Yeah.
But one thing you really do great, and that's since you opened downstairs. I remember still being an actor at that stage. Yeah. He was my agent. You guys spoke. He said, I'll send all my artists to you, give us discount. These are the deals you were willing to do to get people there.
Totally.
Because you were open for anything.
Yeah, you're 100% right. I think entrepreneurs often function by themselves, not
Yes.
realizing that there's a bunch of other entrepreneurs that can also benefit each other. That's something that we probably, as South Africans, don't do enough. Where
We don't do.
entrepreneurs engage with each other and see, listen, you've got a need, I've got a need, maybe we can fill the gap. here.
Yes.
In the past, when I was at the bank, that those platforms were kind of created by the banks, but I don't think that exists anymore.
Yeah.
It happened after COVID as well, Divan, where people sort of go, I need to take care of myself. I need to survive. And it became such a thing of that we don't know if a COVID will happen again. So therefore I need to protect what I have. And ons begin by mekaar maak. So we like this the whole time. We don't want to share. We don't want to do anything. My experience with Whippet was Vim told me they've got the best milk tarts in Joburg. Sold.
The
And
Whippet milk tarts.
And then I came here and was like, oh, you guys are hot. Oh, this is a nice place. Oh, I feel safe.
Yes.
It was like a combination of things. And then all our meetings started happening here.
Yes, we did all our meetings.
I can remember that so well.
Everything happened at the Whippet.
Yeah.
And obviously, you got very popular. And we had to start moving out because you were too popular now for us to actually work there.
That's a good problem to have.
It's a good problem to have.
So-
but well fucking done on the Whippet.
Thanks.
The next step was smoke.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that was a big step. I remember you contacted us and said, hey, I'm opening up. Will you do a video for me or something? And we did this. And I'm like, obviously, you share quite a lot of info when you go to that point.
Yeah.
I remember walking on this empty work site. And you're like, this is going to be here. This is going to be here. And I'm like, what a great fucking idea. Why hasn't anybody thought about this?
It also came from COVID. I mean, Bram, which is my business partner, which I mentioned, he when in COVID, when none of us could earn a salary, he went to work for another bigger restaurant group. He worked in Babylon during that stage.
wow.
Really?
To go and consult for them as well. And then worked with 2 other big restaurateurs. And I think all the learnings that he got there, that's what he said. He said, listen, Divan, if we really want to make it in this game, this is the kind of restaurant that we need to open up. And that's actually when Smoke came about. And myself and Bram, as a group of friends, we used to travel a lot. And then we realized, listen, yes, there's good wine in Argentina and good wine in Europe and good meat in other places. But every time you come back and you arrive at Oliver Tammy, you're like, well, I'm home.
Yes.
And when I drink our bottle of wine, it's actually better than the Italian wine.
It is. That's fucking reality. We do have good food and good wine.
Good meat.
We do.
And good meat and good produce and the best in the world. And we said, listen, but why don't we just introduce South Africans to what's really cool already?
Yeah.
That's what Smoke was about. So then we engaged with other small distillers, because the challenge of distillers, and now I'm going into too business mode, but the challenge of distillers is the fact that they're small, so they sit in the Free State.
Yeah.
They can't get into a Tops or any of the big retailers. They produce an amazing whiskey or an amazing rum. They just don't get the opportunity to showcase their products. So we said, listen, come to Smoke. We'll showcase your products.
Yeah.
And it's yet again this collaboration that we do not function by ourselves. If I can help another entrepreneur, I benefit him, he benefits me. And that's really what all our businesses are built on. And that's how Smoke happened. And we approached Atterbury to say, listen, we've got this bold idea. We've got no idea whether it's going to work. They said, take a piece of this erf that was standing there. And we said, it's not enough. We want the entire erf from a street to street.
Wow.
And we had to battle them in convincing them. But yet again, there's some amazing entrepreneurs there as well that says, okay, I'm going to give these two or three guys a chance, myself, Brom, and PJ. And then we pitched and me actually got it. So,
I remember actively listening to you when you started selling the concept of Smoke and trying to get sponsorship to get this thing. Give us a bit more insight. What goes into something?
To get sponsors?
To get sponsors.
I think
because you have that mind already.
Yeah.
You're in business mode the whole time, I feel.
I think the mistake when people approach sponsors is you say, I want cash.
Yes.
Now, that's a one-way street. In
Yeah.
other words, it's a sponsor giving me cash. Whereas you really have to think about what does that brand actually need and how can I meet that? So the brand that I create or what I'm trying to do, how does that meet the needs of the brand that I'm trying to get a sponsorship from? So because then there's instant chemistry. It also tells the brand that you want the sponsorship from to say, listen, but they understand me. And yes, I can see a business case for it. Often we go and stand and say, and we ask, but we don't really go and understand the brand that we're asking a sponsorship for. And that's our job. I need to go and build a business case of why you need to invest $150,000 in my business. So I think if you understand that and really take the time and effort to understand their business needs, their goals, and then go and meet them halfway or full way, that's when there's chemistry happening. And it's amazing when you do business differently, how brands respond. Brands are looking to spend money someplace. They've got wallets. You need to be the reason of why they need to throw that wallet at you. And if it's clear as to why they need to do that, it's amazing how money flows. I mean, Richard Branson always says money flows like water, where it's the least resistance, that's where it will flow.
Yeah.
And that's really, really what you want to do. Don't add resistance to the sponsor. Don't make it his job to understand your world.
Yeah.
Understand his world, go and pitch it for him. Why should it make sense to them
him,
and
yeah.
their business? Then there's natural chemistry that happens between brands.
Taking me
Inspiring.
back to
I'm
my
like, why are
marketing
you not
days.
lecturing every day of your life?
You
I
should
used
have a
to
podcast.
lecture.
I think you should do that again.
I used to lecture
You
at
should
you,
do,
Joe, for a long while.
Like business school with podcasts.
I have like, because you talk and I have cartoon moments where my mouth just goes,
Yeah, I'm like,
yeah,
because
yeah.
here's the fucked up thing, Divan. We know this, but we don't know how to action it. And I think that's the problem with all SMEs at this stage, or people who's trying to start up at a business. At this stage, it's such a blurred area.
Yeah.
Because TikTokers are showing I'm making millions out of drop shipping. I'm making millions out of the interest rate. But it's all bullshit because it's just a platform they're trying to sell for them to make money with.
It's not real business.
It's not a real business.
Yeah.
And there's such a need for people to be educated in that field because nobody's teaching them. No, it's not really how it works.
Yeah. I do think the amazing part, though, is when people ask me a lot about kind of the economy that's quite difficult at the moment, or I'm an actor and now I don't have another job, or I used to be a working corporate and now I need to move into entrepreneurship. I think it's a blessing in disguise. I think if you look at traditionally how this economy worked, is if you were highly skilled, a corporate would normally take you up. So in other words, every single highly skilled person was absorbed into a corporate environment.
Yeah.
Now where the corporates aren't employing and people are forced to look at entrepreneurship, that's when actually magic happens. So people are forced to consider something that they weren't forced to consider. I'm not saying that's easy,
No, it's not
but
easy.
what I do think is that we're probably going to look back at this period, 2-3 years now, as a magical period where more and more people were forced into entrepreneurship and actually took the leap because they had to take the leap.
Yeah.
Now that's when magic happens. So I think, yes, it's a tough time, but I think we're going to write some amazing stories in the next 3 years about how people survive this period.
We're also changing the tapestry of what businesses should be in South Africa, and I think that's important. So then let's go to Winslyn.
Yeah.
So Winslyn comes into your life. It's talking about business on kykNET.
How?
How did it happen?
How did it happen?
Yo,
I know.
You
but
know.
You
We
need
know
to
how it
share.
happened.
So,
they need to know how
yes,
it happened.
JC, your husband was in my store. And I think I was still walking around and waiting.
Because you're eye candy.
No.
It's because of the Mozart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he called me and said, listen, and he had a cool discussion with me, kind of to say, listen, what's your passions in life? So it's cool because for a few times people ask me what my passions are because I've got a business, so I'll share my passion for entrepreneurship, etc., etc. And they said, listen, for kykNET, they're thinking of this idea. Would I be willing to do 2 or 3 shoots, small inserts? I don't know exactly what you call it. I think it's an insert. And I said, yeah, well, listen, I'll go and try. And then we did them. They're probably horrible when you look at them back now.
I'll go find them.
And
We have to find them.
then Wim said to me, listen, they are now going to formally pitch for kykNET, but do I need to come for an interview? I then found Jennis and I said to Jennis, listen, Jennis, I'm invited for a TV interview. I've got no idea what that means, how it works, because TV was definitely not part of ever
The
what
plan.
I thought
The plan,
what the plan could be. And then, I interviewed and then I got it.
Yeah.
And it was an absolute life changer for me.
Yeah.
I mean, this opportunity to, on a weekly basis, talk to amazing entrepreneurs. I think I learned more about my own business through that than anything else. And it was an amazing almost 8-9 years of my life. But even there, how the show evolved kind of from the beginning to what it ended up at. But it was really an amazing 8-9 years.
I think what was great with how you approached Winslyn as well, it wasn't just you talking to a guest.
No.
You were learning from that guest and they were learning from you. And that symbiosis sort of created this culture of SMEs across the spectrum. How long was
9 years.
I think it was 9
It
years.
was 9 years on air.
So you were obviously doing Winslyn while the store in Melville didn't work out.
Yeah, I can remember certain days during that time. Wim definitely doesn't know. When I was... it's a highly emotional time in my life.
it's
fine.
Where I was lying in that room crying, and then Wim said to me, listen, you're on TV, you need to perform. And I had to get up and perform.
Because I think that's a tough thing. So you have to talk about business and Vince
while your business is closed.
failing.
Yeah.
I think it's a good thing. I think, I had to give people hope during a time when I didn't have hope. And while talking about that to other people, I think it gave me hope. So, yeah.
But it's a cuck time.
Yeah.
It's still a cuck time. I think even with us, if we go through difficult patch with a business, the worst thing for us is to show up.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's the
That's
worst
the
thing to do.
worst thing.
I literally just want to fucking get on my bicycle and drive through the streets of Linden and not worry about anything.
Yeah.
But you can't do that because you have to show up. And I think through the showing up, looking what you've done and where you've got. I always say my favorite quote is make a decision before life makes it for you.
Definitely.
And I think life just made the decision for you in Melville and it had to move on to something different. And look where you are now.
Smoke was created through that.
Yeah.
And you've created something that is not just a restaurant downstairs, it's a legacy.
Yeah.
And that is valuable. Yeah. And part of your story of you being a teacher is to say that you've had the fame, you've still have it, you had the fuck ups, and you knew how to fix it.
Yeah.
What encouraged me now as well.
It wasn't easy, but eventually it got to, okay, this is how we can fix it.
And it's also not easy to go to suppliers and say to them, listen, guys, we need to make a plan.
Yeah.
I think what it teaches you is that ego means nothing.
Fuck all.
It means nothing in business, absolutely zero. I think if you can separate an entrepreneur from his ego, if the entrepreneur can do that, I think that's absolutely where magic happens. I think our ego is really what stops us from success. Ego clutters your view of life because it does not make sense. Ego isn't objective. It's really just a hurdle for you to reach what it is that you need to reach. I think that your ego is definitely the ultimate hurdle for any entrepreneur's success.
Well, I would say that for entrepreneurs, actors, all of them at the same point.
Yeah.
Ego is a killer.
It is a killer. So obviously with Winslyn, you go into people's houses every single night or like once a week, and then everyone gets to know you. They start recognizing you, obviously, at the Whippet.
And the Whippet. Did it attract a lot more people? What happened there?
I think it does. I think it's amazing when, even last week we had a wine festival at Smoke, and I was on another program on kykNET for a day, and we had 4 or 5 people that says, we saw you when I was going to see. I think that is the magic of kind of having a restaurant, is people can see you kind of in an on-air environment and off-air, which is quite magical.
I think it's quite cool. I think especially now because you live in Pretoria,
Yeah.
which is basically the viewership for
Lost
kykNET.
No, absolutely. No, definitely. I think if I had Winslyn while I was staying in Pretoria, it would have been a different story.
Oh, definitely.
It's a nice thing about Linden being so. It's an anonymous suburb. There's magic in that. You know, no one knows you. Nobody really.
Everybody
cares about,
stays here.
Everybody stays here, but nobody knows each other.
Yes.
And there's magic in that.
It was so funny. I spoke to my mom and I said to her that you are coming on today, and she's like, I was like, did you listen to the business that he spoke about? Obviously not, but and I think so. I want to get to that point. So
I want to go to something a bit more offbeat here.
that is the offbeat I'm going to.
Yeah, I'm definitely going a little bit offbeat. We spoke about it off air, and you made a post the other day, a couple of months ago. Not a couple of months.
It's like 4 or 5 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Probably.
And you said, meet my partner. And all of a sudden, die Winslyn tannies
Uitgefok.
cocked in their pants.
Yeah.
Because obviously now Divan helped them to open their taste neighbourhood.
Yes,
And to
you
do well in
made
their
me
taste
sell my
neighbourhood.
cook sisters.
Yeah, I think it's amazing. I mean, I only came out at 38. I'm 43 now, so it's been 5 years.
I'm sorry that you had to wait that long.
No, it's I'm definitely sad that I didn't came out earlier. I think my question is always what kind of a gay person would I have been at 24? So maybe it's better for me when I was kind of my head was screwed on
Maybe he was just doing his
at 38.
research.
He was doing his research.
Intensive research.
He was scanning the landscape.
But I mean, even the post that I did is I posted a lot of photos before that.
Yes,
with
I
me,
know. I follow you.
with me and Alan.
Yeah.
But this photo, I touched his hands.
You did.
Which is
How
fundamentally.
dare you?
And I think that's when it kind of exploded.
Yeah.
I also have I have a public profile on all my platforms. So
Yeah.
whoever wants to follow me, I don't care. You can follow me. And when it happened, I only realized at about 4:00 that afternoon when John, my other business partner, said to me, "Listen, sorry about all the comments on Facebook." I'm like, I've got no idea what you're talking about. Then I went in and I actually saw. And then John said, "Don't reply." And I'm like, I am going to reply. And I think when you've stayed so silent for so long, not being yourself, there's no chance that I said that I will not take on the people of what they post. And I did do it with a tongue and twist kind of way.
Yeah.
So
I read that.
it's not worthwhile to match nasty with nasty.
No.
But I think it was important, to say. And even after that, I mean, I had to think, should I post again? And 2 weeks after that, I said, fuck that, I'm going to post again.
Yeah.
And that part was important for me to say that, you're not going to get me down. So.
And it's just, I think it's just inspiring because obviously our sexual preference is such a small percentage of who we are.
Totally.
And it's a big deal. It's not just a big, I've realized now when people fork out because someone is gay, it's because they secretly just wanted to marry that person.
But isn't that almost the biggest disappointment is when you do come out, you realize what a small part of your life that actually is.
Small part.
You make this
Mountain. And then
I get upset if my favorite crush on TV turns out to be straight.
Yes, me too.
And I go, I want to post on your wife.
Yeah. How dare you be straight?
Yeah.
Stop touching that woman.
Exactly.
We should start doing that. Imagine how
I'm going to
funny.
do that. The guy that plays E-Man, I'm going to say that. How dare you be straight?
But I really want to say I'm sorry you had to wait that. I only came out also at 22 publicly at 29. And that's quite late in life. Because I was in a gay relationship before then, but I wasn't out.
Yeah.
And that was long for me. Now I'm in my 40s, different story.
So I missed the whole thing of coming out. I missed it. Like no one explained that to me. I'm from Bloemfontein.
Yeah.
So I just arrived one Sunday for lunch with my boyfriend at home. And I was holding his hand while we were praying. Everyone fucked out completely.
No, his family was very controversial at that stage.
They freaked out. I didn't know that it was not supposed. I knew about, they were talking about the morphines that cut hair. I knew about like those things.
Yeah.
But I missed that entire process, like of coming out. And now, like, luckily with our children, like we can say, like they never have to come out or go in.
Thank goodness.
It is amazing though when you deal with a new generation of say 20, 24, 25-year-olds, how fundamentally that generation is to say ours.
Yeah.
Whereas it's easier for them to come out. Great, that's what you want.
Yeah.
I would say I wish I had a gay teacher at school that just normalized being gay.
Yes.
That would have made it so much easier for the world. And
Yeah.
I think the more important, it's like you guys with kids, the more and more you guys kind of tend to normalize things, the easier it is for somebody else to just consider it or just to come out or just say, oh, well, JC, and make a reference. But I think it's a normalizing part. It's sad that we have to normalize it because it's not abnormal. So it's sad that you have to call it that. But the more and more you normalize it, I think it's amazing.
There's also a cultural thing, and I think we have to be those pioneers that just move forward and say, it's not who we are, it's just part of the personality. And I think that's the big thing, because whether you are straight or gay or bi or whatever, it doesn't affect how you do business in the first place.
Zero.
It would not affect the success or the failure of a Whippet or Smoke or anything like that. I think people need to realize that as well.
I'm raising my kids to be good humans.
Yeah.
That's all I want.
I think
The
my
rest
kid
is up to them.
Yeah.
I do think
That's
my kid is
amazing.
straight though, so I'm really worried. Because
You can't say that yet.
no, I think he is.
Oh, he's 7.
I know he's 7, but the thing is, he's got an essence of there's something that happens when he sees a girl. Not happens, but like it happens.
wow.
Just happens. And I'm worried because I'm thinking, and I actually said to a parent the other day, and she just looked at me and I was like, if he was gay, I wouldn't have to worry about teenage pregnancy.
No.
And she was like, what?
Totally.
And I was like, hold on, you're a Muslim mom. Okay, I'm going to walk away.
Yeah,
It's not going to work.
Wrong crowd. Divan?
What is next? Hold on. What is
Yeah.
next for you?
So Smoke is now 3 years old.
Yeah.
We are pitching for another site at Waterfall City. So
Is that where the other Whippet
That's
is?
where the other Whippet
Yes,
is.
yeah.
So we're looking at a new opportunity for Smoke. It's an absolutely amazing concept. We pitched that this week.
Nice.
To the landlord. Now our process begins with us and them yet understanding what they want. What is it that we can actually deliver? But I think if we do pull that off, that's going to be absolutely spectacular. That's maybe a bit of an ego play on my end where we really
We
want to
spoke
make
about ego, Divan.
I know. As long as it doesn't crush you. But I mean, we really want to make a statement with what it is that we want to do there. I think another 3 years of learning through Smoke really allows us to put something spectacular together there. So that's coming next. Maybe a TV opportunity. So I've been approached now last week as well. It's been a busy week kind of in that space. And then I'd love to start teaching again. I do have a massive passion for that.
Very good.
But you are a mentor by trade.
Yeah.
You automatically have that. I want you as my mentor, purely because you have that energy, you say the right stuff, you are honest.
Yeah.
that's your space.
So I'd love to definitely do that in future. But yeah, kind of in this economy and in this world, I think to kind of predict your life even 2-3 years ahead
Yeah, no.
is impossible.
No, you can't
It's
do it.
impossible. I've kind of given up on that when people
Yeah.
say, what's your 3-year plan?
Yeah.
So what I do focus on is now, what opportunities are there now for
Now,
me? And
yeah.
that's what I will go and do, and compartmentalizing my stress to say, listen, this is what I will stress about today rather than stress about everything. I learned that after 40. It's
Yeah.
too late,
Yeah.
but really to compartmentalize my stress
The
better.
40s are great for that.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Do you do corporate training for companies? Corporates?
No, not at all. Not at all.
You should actually do
probably.
that.
I will see.
So
We'll
where
see.
can people get a hold of you, Divan?
On Instagram, well, clearly on Facebook as well. If we go
If you
all
want to
the
join
way
the Tunnies Facebook, if
Yeah.
you want to join the real life Instagram.
Instagram. Yeah, no, on Instagram would
Yeah.
be perfect.
No OnlyFans yet?
No, definitely not. No, definitely not.
I was
Well, imagine
hoping.
as the only fan you just talked about business.
Oh,
true.
I wouldn't subscribe.
You know, OnlyFans. Yeah, you know, OnlyFans was created for small SMEs initially. That
Yeah.
was the original idea. You pay someone for their expertise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the concept.
Well, now they
not
pay
that.
for their teas.
Tease. Yeah, absolutely.
Their expertise.
The titties.
Can I say one more thing,
Yeah,
if that's okay? I
please.
think often people invite me to say something like this with you guys, and it looks like I built the success of a business. That's absolutely false. I think the reason why we were able to build brands is because of absolutely amazing partners in Brom and John
Yeah,
and PJ
most
and
definitely.
Suzanne, and I think that's important. A lot of entrepreneurs try and do it themselves
Yeah.
rather than looking for really amazing partners. Look at the two of you, friends, but also business partners.
Yes.
But I don't think entrepreneurs should go at it alone.
No.
Definitely.
It's a lonely and hard road.
It's too hard.
But
It's
there's
too hard.
also no avenue for us to listen to other entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
There's no, like we have Winslyn and
local entrepreneurs.
Yeah,
I
I
mean, the
remember.
Americans fraught from it.
Yeah,
but we
totally.
can't relate to it.
I
The
think-
way of trade is different.
Can I tell you why the Americans have this amazing ability to celebrate failure? They
Yeah.
do. So when an American comes and you say, you're so successful, he says, yeah, but 4 of my businesses actually failed. And people are like, yeah, 4 businesses failed. And they celebrate that. And that led up to his success. In a South African context, we do not celebrate failure. We do not. We actually totally move away from it and
Yeah.
say, let me just not fail. Well, and that also stops anybody from trying.
Yeah.
That's the biggest
Yeah.
problem. Yet ego is also a problem. It's like, I'm scared to fail. But I haven't seen, even if I ask you guys, a single time when you started off one thing and that was the reason why you're successful today.
No.
We really need to get used to celebrating failure and to talk about that. We see people on Instagram and think, oh, well, that you've been successful. If you ask that same guy, he's had 4 or 5 failed businesses.
Before.
But we need platforms to share that,
Share that.
with
it is.
people.
We spoke about this yesterday as well in the office, is that we have a coffee table book in our office of all the pitches that we pitched that were not made.
it was rejected.
Brilliant.
There's
So
a
we
whole
printed
book.
it all
There's
on
a
a
whole book lying there of all the stuff that never made
I
it.
love that.
Because we've produced over 60 shows, but I think we probably pitched like almost 1,000.
Yeah.
And there's a difference, and not everything works. I'm like, we've tried a lot of things in our business. We go like, oh, that failed,
Yeah.
and
You have to fail to learn
Yeah.
to move forward.
so I can wallow in something for a very long time. It fails, he sort of can move very quickly, but that's why we have a partnership.
Yeah.
So someone can go, okay, get off your ass, let's move forward.
Yeah.
And I think that's very, very important. I think it's important for us to have chats and say, if you want to be an entrepreneur 101.
Yeah.
Because no matter what vast you go to as well, they don't teach it. Because they can't teach experience.
You can't.
And I think that's the main thing. Okay.
Yeah.
So either way, Divan, you guys can get hold of him on social media. Hopefully there will be a corporate event that you invite a lot of people to.
Awesome.
If we can help with that, we will help. But I think,
Or
just,
if you send coffee up while we're recording. We're
yeah,
fine
that's
with
also not a bad thing for a
Yes.
shout
I
out.
see an opportunity. I see what we can offer you
Yes.
on a platform, and there's a need.
Right.
I'm just like throwing it back to you quickly there. Thank you so much for joining us. And thank you so much for watching this episode. Remember to
Remember to always to own your fame
learn from the fuck
and
ups.
to keep on fixing it. We'll see you next time.
Cheers.